Is 20K enough to buy a home? Let's talk about it. Is $20,000 enough for you to buy your home? Yes, that's the short answer. It is actually enough, and it's more than enough. What actually matters when you're applying for a mortgage is your credit, your income, and what is your payment comfortability. Just because you are approved for a certain amount does not mean you have to go to that max amount. You always want to keep your debt low when you're going in to apply for a home loan, because the bank considers your debt to income ratio. And what that means is if you bring in a certain amount of income every month and then we put this new mortgage into that calculation, will you have any money left over or will you be short? Based on the bills that you currently have that report to your credit, we're not talking about utilities, we're talking about a car note, we're talking about any credit cards, any personal loans, any student loans you may have, how much money is left over. So for example, if we add in this $1,000 mortgage, will this person be dead broke in the end? Or will they have a room for comfort? Will they still be able to buy food? Will they still be able to pay their utilities? So generally the bank is looking at your credit, your income, and your savings. So if you have $1 million saved, but you are living check to check, you're likely still not going to be approved. So when you are going in for a loan, the best thing to focus on is, yes, having the savings, but also making sure that your debt is low. What I see a lot of people doing is making the mistake of rushing to buy a house, or they're making the mistake of waiting too long. So it's two sides to every story, two sides of the coin when you talk about this situation. If you're rushing and you're jumping into a home that may be a little bit uncomfortable for you, just say you agree to paying the $3,000 a month, or you say, oh, I can make that work. But then 10 years later, 5 years later, then that suddenly becomes more uncomfortable. So you definitely want to buy in the lower part of what you're pre-approved for, and making sure that you're not jumping into a mortgage that is going to feel uncomfortable down the line. I had a client that just came to me recently that actually only had $10,000 in their bank account. We adjusted a few things and we was able to make it work. One of the things that we did to help was pay down some of her debt that she had on her monthly payment. So she paid off one credit card, got that card down, and it made her monthly payment for her mortgage more comfortable. Another thing is I had her approved for $400,000, but she actually bought a home that was more in the $300-350 range. Referral partner actually and I were laughing and we're saying people with $20,000 think they don't have enough. People with $500 think that they have enough, and they certainly can do it. So there's always two extremes in this situation, but you definitely want to make sure that you're in between when it comes to that. If you have $500, that is certainly not enough, and that is not even enough to cover the appraisal. But if you have $10,000 to $20,000, you're definitely in a good position to buy. Even if you need down payment assistance, when you are applying for down payment assistance, it does not mean that you do not need any money. It just means that you need help. So when you're going to apply, definitely have some skin in the game. Approach the monthly mortgage situation with what is comfortable for you, not just what we love and what looks good. Everybody loves all of the beautiful homes, but we need to make sure that we can pay for that and we will not lose it in the end. So if you want to go over your scenario, see what is good for you based on your situation. What I've learned the most in this scenario when being a mortgage broker is that there are no two loans the same. Everybody's situation is different. What one person makes is not what the other person makes. Even if they make the same amount, that person has a certain amount of debt that the other person does not have in debt. That person has a spouse, the other person does not have a spouse. So you don't want to guess. You want to make sure that you are getting tailored numbers and clarity for your situation. My job is to help you enter into a mortgage with the confidence and the clarity that makes you feel comfortable with moving forward. If you want to know your real numbers with what they look like, book a call with me and I'll walk you through it.